These organic fresh produce?
Yeah, I do.
And you're Roby?
Yes.
And where's your market?
In Berlin, Connecticut.
What brings you down to Westville for these markets?
Just it's a good market. There's, it's usually pretty busy. It's a Sunday market, so I am probably going to switch next year to a Saturday market, whether it be down here in New Haven or maybe up closer to Berlin.
And do you grow your stuff organic?
Yes.
So you do garlic, potatoes, tomatoes, and what are you finding? People are willing to pay more for organic food?
In general, I mean, I think that it's sort of an accepted thing across the board, although I think that's going to change pretty soon. I mean, based on the fact that, that mass producers are starting to do organic more, and I think that's going to drive the price down a little bit.
And that's good. Walmart's buying organics now, right?
Yeah, no, it's not good. It's not good because I think, the initial principles of organic have been lost.
Which are not driving far to...
Well, yeah, I mean, reducing fossil fuels, also, paying a fair wage to people who work for you, leaving less of a footprint on the land as opposed to, doing things on a huge scale. I think that, I think that it's kind of a catch-22, you know what I mean?
You want more people to get them, you want them to afford it, but you want to stay true to the principles of what made it organic.
Absolutely, but you can't. I mean, you can't, because of the laws of supply and demand, you can't do that. You can't feed, millions of people on small farms. I mean, on just small local farms, unless there is a really strong rebirth of localized agriculture. Essentially, people will have to look to supermarkets to get their stuff.
And how did the season go for you at the Westville market here?
Well, the Westville market went very well. The season in general for us was pretty hard.
And what was the reason? Because of the big shots going in the organic market?
No. From a production standpoint, the weather was very difficult to deal with this year. We had cold spring, and then we had we had periods of heat, and then there would be loads of rain and stuff like that. So it was a tough season. It was a tough growing season. All the way across the strait. I mean, even Governor Rell actually went to the Federal Department of Agriculture to request funds for the farmers in the state. Because there were there was 70% losses in some cases. So it was a tough year from a farming standpoint. But
I hope next year is better.
Yeah, I mean, you always hope for a better year. But what saves me is that I'm diverse. I grow pretty much a little bit of everything. I have there are crops that do really well, and there are crops that don't do so well, depending on the weather. So, like for this year, we did really great with our roots. So carrots, radishes, potatoes, all of those did really well. Whereas tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, greens grown during the summer had a really hard time.
And Roby, what's your last name?
My first name is James.
Oh, and Roby, R-O-B-Y.
R-O-B-Y is my last name.
Let's get the sign. Well, thanks for chat.
Thank you very much.